Hello everyone and welcome to TV Talks, the show where I take a look at both the good and the bad of what television has to offer. And today we're taking a look at Joey, the spin-off of Friends. Yeah, I think you all know what's going to happen here. So, Friends was a very big hit for the NBC network, as we all know, being one of the most successful sitcoms, I think, of all time. Now, it was a simple premise, just 6 people living in New York trying to make their way, while, well, of course, being friends. It was a simple premise, yes, but it worked extremely well because of the amazing writing and the great development they had with the characters. Each and every one of them, even the people in the supporting cast, they were all super developed and very well thought through. Everyone fell in love with this show. Well, not everyone, but most people did. And it spawned over 200 episodes, about 1 million fans, and of course tons and tons of money for NBC. Friends had a very good run of 10 years on the network, but, well, like all shows, except The Simpsons, it had to come to an end sooner or later. And when people heard that it was going to end, they were devastated. But no one was more devastated than NBC themselves, because they knew that Friends was a huge hit for them, and that people loved it. But more importantly, they knew that the show that was going to come after it, Coupling, was a big mess. And yeah, it was. It was basically just a Friends ripoff, which I hope to get to someday. Coupling was a disaster, and even before it aired, they knew. So they wanted to get all set and ready to go for a Friends spin-off. But here's the problem. Everyone's storyline was resolved. That is, except for Joey, which my personal theory is that NBC had the writers not write in an ending for Joey just in case. So they approached Matt LeBlanc, the actor for Joey, and he instantly agreed to do the spin-off. But some concerns were arisen because 2 of the 3 main people on the show Friends, not actors but creative heads like writers and producers, 2 of the 3 major ones agreed to not do it. That's right, so they were only working with 1/3 of the original creative team for the show. And like Matt, the people were a little bit worried but cautiously optimistic. So, what's Joey about? Well, it's about Joey Tribbiani, of course, and he moves to LA to pursue his acting career, and right away, red flag for a Friends fan. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem, because out of all the people who were upset that Monica and Chandler were going to move away, Joey was the most upset, so much so that they wanted to add a Joey room in their house because they knew that he'd be so upset if they left. So yeah. And not to mention the fact that they said that they were all going to come visit each other. But Joey moved halfway across the country, so it looks like that's not going to happen. So yeah, thanks a lot, Joey. You split up the Friends cast. And I'm not talking about Joey the character, I'm talking about Joey the show. But oh well, questionable premise is one thing. But let's face it, Joey's a great character. Everyone loves Joey. He's exciting, he's impulsive, he's girl crazy, but he's also not too bright, yet he still has a great heart. You can throw Joey in basically any scenario, and it'd be great. But here's the problem. This isn't Joey. Not at all. Not even close. It's just Matt LeBlanc playing somebody who's named Joey, but is very different. You see, like I said, Joey was suave, Joey was upbeat, he was charismatic, and he was always there to help a friend, but he had confidence to no end, which always got him into trouble, combined with his, well, depleted intellect, to put it mildly. Well, they have the depleted intellect, but that's it. Joey is now a generic Joe Schmo sitcom protagonist. He's down in the dumps all the time, he mopes a lot, he seems angry and bitter all the time, he can't hit on a girl, he's very awkward and shy. This isn't Joey! Not even close! I mean, come on, if you're saying this is a spin-off of Friends, portray the character correctly. Now, everyone, including the stars and original cast of Friends, have put the blame on the character being like this because of the inexperienced writers. They had not worked with the Joey character either at all or very much, so they didn't write him correctly. Hence, Joey became, well, this. And that's not a good thing either, because this Joey is no fun to watch, nor is he very funny. The way Joey's portrayed in this, too, is very off. For one, he's, I guess, portrayed like a similar character, but You can tell Matt LeBlanc is so bored and so done with this. And yes, that is the case. I'll get onto that in a minute. So, of course, Joey himself is a little bit of a bust. Yeah. So, how are the new characters that he's surrounded with? His new group of friends, the Replacements. Well, the Replacements is easily a fitting name because they're basically just kind of archetypes of the original characters, you know, Monica, Chandler, all them. And that's pretty much it. They're just kind of haphazard copies of them. They're far less interesting, they're far less funny, the acting is far, far inferior. They're less relatable, less interesting. They're just less of everything. And they don't meld with Joey very well. Joey had a great chemistry with all of them. Phoebe, Monica, Chandler, Ross, Rachel, every single one of them. No matter what the group was, you could put him in there and he would fit perfectly. But the thing is with these people, I don't know if it's the bias of just seeing him with all those other guys or what, but it just doesn't seem right. Actually, I do know. It's because these people are so underwritten that they don't have any chemistry with each other, let alone with Joey. That's the problem. So yeah, it looks like the dynamic of Friends isn't going very well. They're not interesting or funny. That's not looking so good, but how's the writing? Well, okay, so you know how when there's a spin-off of a show, they get a new crew on board who think that they know how to write for the show and they think they get what made it great, but ultimately end up making something like Joey? That's what happened. So, the new writers didn't do a very good job. Now, occasionally, they'll get a joke that's funny, and very so often, like once in a blue moon or so, they'll get a joke that actually seems like it would be something in Friends. But because Joey is written so badly, and the characters are so uninteresting, and just the whole scenario just doesn't fit with anything that they've established previously, nothing works. All the timing is kind of off, all the line delivery seems a little off, everything just feels off. And I guess that's kind of what I could use to describe the whole show. Everything just feels off, it feels wrong. This isn't Friends, this isn't the Friends spinoff we wanted to see. In fact, even though it's unlikely that we'd ever get a Friends spinoff, this one pretty much shoots another one in the foot because, well, Joey's gone. He's not going to be talking to anybody else anymore. He's all on his own in LA, so he won't be seeing the others again, so it's pretty much no chance. Now, one thing I want to get out of the way is that I love Friends. I love it so much. It's a fantastic show. Every single joke and every single episode just hits right on point. In fact, my family is such a big fan of it that apparently, according to my dad, my mom was really pushing to name me Chandler after the character on this show, but he turned it down, which is good. Not that the name Chandler is bad or anything, it's just I like my name more. So coming off such a great show, such a relatable show, such a quotable show like Friends, we just get a generic, dull sitcom with Joey. But that's the real problem here, is that Friends wasn't generic, Friends wasn't dull, and this on its own right would have been perfectly mediocre, but because it's coming hot off the heels of a show that everyone loved and related to, it makes it look even worse. I'm sorry, Joey, but even you can't escape the Scallion Seal disapproval. Man, it hurts to give it to this. I wanted this to be good so hard. Ever since I've been rewatching Friends for the past year, been getting into it even more and more, I was hoping this would be good because I never actually saw it because I've heard so many bad things about it, but I came in really, really wanting to like it. But after 7 episodes, all scattered throughout the first and second season, I couldn't take it. It was not of any sufficient quality. And, well, if you don't believe me, ask Matt LeBlanc. He hates the show. Not because he liked acting in it because he likes playing Joey, but again, he also pointed out that that wasn't Joey. He said the character portrayal was all wrong, it did not fit in the Friends universe, the style was different, the characters were too different, everything was just too different to be considered, well, like Friends or even good. He even said that the reason that the show tanked was because Joey was not portrayed well, which, yeah, let's talk about the ratings. So the series opened up with like 16 million viewers. How could it not? I mean, it's a spin-off of one of the most popular sitcoms of all time. But by the time that the finale aired after season 2, it dropped down to 4.1. over 3/4 of the viewers were gone. That is pathetic. So yeah, Joey was a mistake. Shot all the Chance of Another Friends series in the foot, and it was a stain on what would have been a really great legacy for Friends. But to be fair, no one remembers this. Everyone wants to consider the last episode of Friends to be the last Friends thing ever. No one really remembers this, so I guess it didn't do that much harm. But for those who do remember it, well, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's still bad nonetheless. Well, folks, 3 reviews in one day, huh? And that's my Space Ghost Coast to Coast review, my Pickle and Peanut review, and this one, all in one day. And you know, I'm starting to think of maybe having TV Talks be a regular thing, you know, like a weekly thing. About once a week or something, maybe every Saturday. We'll see how that goes. So, what did you guys think of Joey? Let me know in the comments, and you all have a good day.